Who's Homelander beating up? Who won't survive to the end of The Boys' 5th season? What's Sister Sage up to? And why does John need Soldier Boy? There are tons of questions, and today we'll try to sort them all out. And of course, we'll add some new ones. Season 4 was, to put it mildly, a letdown, but the trailer for Season 5 is absolutely jaw-dropping. It looks like this story's finale is truly going to be epic. Eric Kripke told everyone to hold on to their dicks and vaginas because the final round is about to begin. Personally, I hope this time we get more than just mountains of guts, but a proper plot. And of course, more than just exploding dicks. Carl Urban has already hinted that there will be several deaths, and the first will happen right in the debut episode. This aligns with the latest leaks. Insiders claim that the 5th season will be heavily satirized against Trump, and this is already evident in the trailer. Camp Freedom is a direct parody of Trump's migrant and homeless camps. Rumor has it that one of the boys will die early on. The funeral was indeed filmed, and I'm betting on Frenchie. I'll explain why later. The final battle, according to the production crew, lasted 2 weeks and promises to be a 10-minute massacre comparable to St. Vitus's massacre. Amazon followed suit with the official synopsis. The world has completely caved in to John. Huey, Mummy, and Frenchie have ended up at Camp Freedom. Annie continues to resist, but her strength is almost exhausted. Kimiko has disappeared, and Butcher returns with a virus capable of wiping out all supers. This decision sets off a chain reaction that changes the very fabric of the world. Amazon ends the description loudly. The great climax arrives. And 2 new posters confirm this. One shows a tiny Butcher. The other shows a giant Homelander in space, looking down at Earth, where nuclear mushrooms are erupting. It's all in Kripke style. Dirty, symbolic, and extremely extreme. It seems Tech Knight has once again found new objects for his perversion. Why bother with a skull, as they say? Everything is stable. It feels like some of the action will unfold in the countryside. The poster suggests that Homelander has wiped Iowa off the map. This makes sense. Starlight's home state and a key territory in the election. The presidential race is the perfect setting for satire, and Kripke will certainly exploit it. Now onto the trailer itself. Butcher is back with the boys, and that's odd. At the end of Season 4, he seemed like a loner, determined to destroy every single super, no matter who was good or bad. So their reunion is clearly no coincidence. Something serious will force them to work together again, even if only temporarily. And judging by the editing, this trigger will be Frenchie's death. The trailer shows a different background behind him. He's clearly not where the others are. This means the scenes with him take place in a different time, perhaps before he's killed. I'm still almost sure Homelander gets taken out somewhere mid-season or right near the end. And the real core conflict of Season 5 won't even be the boys versus Homelander for long. It'll be Butcher versus whoever's left standing, versus Huey, versus Starlight, versus everyone who survives long enough to try and stop him. And yeah, at this point, Huey should basically carry pepper spray at all times. And honestly, given what this show keeps doing to him, a pistol wouldn't feel out of place either. There are scenes in the trailer where Starlight and A-Train break Frenchie, MM, and Huey out of the Freedom Camp to rebuild the Resistance. Gen V Season 2 doesn't fully spell the Resistance out yet, but the message is obvious. It's a movement against Homelander, and a world where supes rule everything. And right now, Starlight, A-Train, Huey, Frenchie, Kimiko, and MM look like the backbone of that movement. The goal is simple. Don't let John create a reality where humans are disposable, and people pumped with Compound V become a new aristocracy. They want some kind of balance, rules that apply to everyone, not soup feudalism. And that's where the Gen V crew naturally fits in. They're younger, still moral enough, not fully corrupted by the system. They're stepping into the bigger war and reinforcing the resistance against Homelander. But at the same time, they'll have to keep one eye on Butcher, because he's not talking about regulating soups anymore. He's talking about wiping them all out. Stan Edgar's return in Gen V Season 2 feels like a straight-up foundation for the endgame. His agenda is clear. He wants control of Vought back, and he originally planned to use Maria as a weapon against John. If teaming up with the Resistance gets him closer to power, he'll do it, no hesitation. Edgar can provide intel, connections, resources, and he could even become the temporary strategist running their operations from the shadows. It benefits him. Remove the most dangerous soups, and he has a real shot at reclaiming the throne, while also trying to protect his granddaughter. So yeah, that move in Season 5 feels very plausible. Now Maeve. We haven't seen her since Season 3, but after Gen V, her return feels way more realistic. Early in Season 2, Starlight hinted she had secret allies. With A-Train already confirmed as one of them, Maeve could easily be the next hidden card. Sure, she lost her powers after Soldier Boy's blast, but her experience, her knowledge of how Vought works, and her understanding of how John thinks is priceless. And in a world where everyone believes Maeve is dead, she's the perfect stealth asset. And if she somehow gets her powers back, maybe through Marie and whatever new ability she's unlocking, Homelander suddenly has a serious problem. In Season 3, Maeve proved she could go toe-to-toe with him and actually make him bleed. But even without powers, she's still smart, tough, and dangerous, both as a fighter and as the kind of advisor who can keep the team from making stupid choices. And then it gets even weirder. Ashley shows up. Reminder, in Season 4, she injected herself with V, and her body started breaking down. Her blood literally began clotting. Her system reacted violently. That's why I'm leaning toward the idea that in that scene, we're not seeing normal Ashley anymore, but some kind of replacement, a shifter, a copy, a creature wearing her face. The real Ashley in that condition shouldn't be able to run Vought, let alone calmly perform for the press. And in this universe, we already know the rule. When adults take Compound V, it usually goes horribly wrong.
In Gen V, A-Train basically says it out loud. Ashley is in no condition to run the company. She can't function as a real CEO right now. Now, Soldier Boy. Homelander keeps him in his apartment, inside a box, like some overpriced collectible figure you only take out on special occasions. And John doesn't need him for family feelings. It's way more basic than that. Homelander is aging, and he clearly wants to understand why Soldier Boy doesn't age at all. Soldier Boy was injected with the most overpowered version of the serum, the same kind of line that let people like Stormfront last for decades. And the trailer basically backs it up. There's a shot of Homelander standing next to a used syringe. That syringe could be either Butcher's virus or an upgraded Compound V that John decided to try on himself. And if that's the case, it explains why his lasers look stronger and why his body seems to be upgrading in real time. Then we get a glimpse of a shot with Podolsky and Soldier Boy standing near Homelander. And here's a detail almost nobody noticed. Right before that, they show Butcher's dog, Terror, and then immediately a shot where Dognot spits out a mouthful of blood. Dognot is basically the local saber-tooth type, and he can control dogs. So odds are he uses Terror and might even do something brutal to him, up to killing him. Now, Ryan. In the trailer, he finally looks genuinely scary. Bright red eyes, instant takedowns. That's real power. But right after that, we see Homelander beating the hell out of someone who obviously matters to him. And the edit is basically screaming that it's Ryan. First, they show John's son, then John's fist, then a wound or mark on the chest. And honestly, only a handful of characters can even hurt Homelander, Ryan and Soldier Boy. So the simplest read is yes, Homelander is beating his own son, and that could be the moment Ryan dies. If that happens, everything shifts. It flips motivations across the board, especially for Butcher. He loses the last living connection to Becca. He loses the kid he promised to protect at any cost. And that's the kind of trigger that could push him to finally unleash the virus on all Supes, not selectively, but indiscriminately, even Starlight, especially since the background or location in those shots matches. The hole in John's chest armor looks a lot like a laser burn, and Homelander's face says it all. This isn't just a fight, it's emotional, which means the person he's hitting is genuinely important to him. There are other possibilities, sure. He could be beating Soldier Boy if Soldier Boy blasted him with the beam, but that beam basically burned out in Season 3 and at best can injure John, not kill him or shut his powers off. It could be Queen Maeve if she somehow got her powers back, or Queen Sage's sister for a betrayal in Gen V. But the pacing of the montage, the emotion, the setting, it all points hardest to Ryan. And if that's true, this might be the exact moment the apocalypse really starts. We also get a shot of Sage. In Season 4 of The Boys, she arrived as the franchise's ultimate brain, the smartest person in the whole story, the one who could even steer John. She's not a top-tier supe physically, but her intelligence compensates for everything. She basically turned Homelander into a controllable puppet, and he listened because he wanted to keep power. That alone makes her one of the most dangerous players in the entire franchise. But Gen V Season 2 throws a painful wrench into her image. It turns out she's not a perfect, flawless thinking machine after all. She got involved with Godolphin and basically helped him restore his real body, and she did it for one reason, to make him part of her super team alongside John. But this is where Sage was betrayed, not by logic, but by feelings. She fell in love, and the moment she did, she stopped seeing what was obvious. Godolphin was never going to be her pawn. He didn't want any alliance with Homelander, and Sage's grand plan collapsed like a house of cards. For the first time, she didn't lose to the world or to enemies, she lost to herself. Gen V made one thing clear: the smartest person on Earth is still human, which means she has a weakness, and that completely changes the game heading into The Boys Season 5. Her personal kryptonite, emotions, is now public knowledge, and anyone can try to weaponize it. Starlight and her team, Kate, who could simply touch Sage and push the right buttons, crashing her super intellect with one well-placed nudge. Homelander can do it too, hit the deepest nerve, remind her how badly she screwed up with Godolphin, and make it crystal clear that he won't tolerate a second failure. But here's the key thing: Sage isn't stupid. She knows she lost, she knows the price of weakness, and she understands that emotions are the one crack in her armor. And people like that don't usually step on the same rake twice. So in Season 5, she'll almost certainly become even more dangerous, colder, harsher, emotions locked in a vault, calculation turned to max. She'll correct everything that went wrong and come out of this story not broken, but upgraded. And once that happens, taking her down becomes close to impossible. Next season, Sage could evolve from the smartest into the most strategically lethal player in the entire franchise. Kripke hasn't been subtle for a long time. Homelander is satire of Trump, period. Insiders are also saying Season 5 will have so much political satire aimed at Donald that you could make a whole spin-off out of it. So get ready for a full system teardown. And yeah, the creators clearly enjoy going hard on these themes. In the real world, Trump, with his tariffs and reforms, hits the global financial system like he's not just doing politics, but going straight for the core of power: the dollar, the Fed, global financial elites, the whole silicon spiderweb of the world economy. And the show mirrors that. In the final season of The Boys, John does something similar, just without rallies, diplomacy, or smiling for the cameras. He doesn't just want power, he wants to rewrite the rules, burn the old world down to the foundation, and build a new one where he's a god emperor, and his loyal supes become the new nobility, elite titans, with humanity on its knees. So the real question is, who wins? My bet, John kills Ryan, then dies himself, and the final enemy of The Boys becomes a fully unhinged butcher. Drop your take in the comments and subscribe. That's it from me. New video tomorrow.